It's been a while, hasn't it? We're talking about today, things come full circle in my arena. I've been doing this, well, we've been open for 29 years, and I've been personally training for over 35, so stuff goes like this. For a while, we were all talking about isolation this and isolation that. Now it's come full circle, and the main thing is compound movements. More specifically, we're going to do workouts in this coming series where we show you compound movements, and then we'll show you a compound movement done unilaterally, which means one leg, one arm at a time. And I'll explain that why we do such as that in just a minute. But the main thing that's not interesting probably to anyone but me and a few other guys that's been lifting for over 35 years is how it's come full circle. We're all preachers, not just me. We're all preaching compound movements, the efficiency of it, working more body parts at once. And like I said, I'll talk to you about that as we do this. But today we're going to show you a row, but just slightly different. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You may be aware of what a row does. Row coming from here, a lot of times you see them bent over, you see them seated, you see them whatever, works the back muscles. And that's really about specifics most of you ever need to know, is it's going to work my back muscles. The reason we're trying to get people standing on their feet, it's called closed chain. That means it simply means your feet are on the ground. If you ever hear that in an article or something, closed chain, open chain movements, means your feet are on the ground or not. Closed chain movements are better for athletes, they're better for everybody. They're better for people like me who are getting older who need their balance. You know, we focus so often on things like how big are my biceps, and you go through all these phases in your life. How good am I at football? Can this make me better at baseball? Then we got the period of I want to look good, I want big arms, or I want abs or whatever. And then as you get older, it's simply, will I be able to get off the potty by myself? And that becomes your focus, and I'm quickly getting to that point. So you want to do big movements that make you strong and cause body integrity, which simply means muscles working together. If you do too much isolation training, they're not working together, so you're not accomplishing that. All right. So this is a row that you've seen people do on row machines, seated row machines, low cable rows, but we're just going to do them standing up. And I'm going to point out one specifically. You want to sit back a little bit. If you see my legs, knees bent, lower your center of gravity, because if you don't, you feel like this. So you're sitting back and you row. Now, the thing I really wanted to point out today was 3 grips. Overhand grip, or pronated. You got a neutral grip, and then you've got an underhand grip. Now, what's the difference? Not a lot, not a whole lot. Overhand, you're going to feel a little bit more in the upper shoulder area. Neutral grip more in the center of the back. And underhanded, palms up, you're really going to feel it mostly in the bicep. And that's what I was pointing out. Instead of you spending time doing curls, everybody first comes to a gym, the first thing they do is grab a set of dumbbells and start, we all do that. If you ever ask somebody to show you, make me a muscle, this is what they do, right? Well, I've got news for you. If you're doing an underhanded grip on a row or a pull down or a chin up, which we'll get to in later shows, you're activating the bicep muscle. And I just showed this to somebody the other day. It seems so simple, but they kind of went, wow, that's pretty cool. If you do a curl is this, right? That's a curl. Look at your arms. If I do a pull down, I wind up in the same spot. Look at this. Same thing, okay? And you'll read articles and you'll see things, well, this works the outer break, this works this. You know what? The bicep muscle does this. That's what it does. So you can have your favorite little bicep exercise, but that's what the biceps were made to do, and you can't change that. Everybody goes, everybody's different. No, they're not. They're human beings, and you're on the planet, and we all do this. So by doing a standing row instead of a seated row, I've already explained to you why do this instead of a bicep curl? Why do this movement, an underhanded row? Well, I'm working back, I'm working shoulders, And at the end, it's all bicep. Right there, it's just bicep. Everything else is working statically. By standing up and doing it one-handed, a couple things happen. You hear core, core, core. Your midsection, or as my mom used to call it, your mid-drift, gets activated. Anytime you're doing a one-handed movement, you're having to activate your core to hold you in position. So now you're burning extra calories just doing that, plus you're working those muscles. I've actually done a back workout in a standing position. Next day, my stomach's sore, and I haven't done so-called ab exercises, okay? So that's another reason. The people we train here at Jason's are busy people. You know why? Because they're ordinary people. Everybody's busy these days. Nobody has time to do anything. So we try to make the workouts more concise and more compact and more efficient. And this is just one more way. Now, the only sidebar to what I've just said is, if you're going to be a competitive, top-notch, world-class bodybuilder, when you get in the last 6 months, then you're going to start doing specialty exercises that most people will never, ever, ever need to do. If you're somebody like me who's just trying to play a little basketball and stay healthy, you really have no business doing single joint exercises, because you're better off in the long run doing multi-joint exercises that builds body integrity. And that's an underhead, well actually it's a standing cable row, because I'm not going to break it down to individual grips, because we could be here for years doing that.